Hello and welcome back. I hope you've all had a good Christmas, and here's to a very happy and healthy 2019. I've been continuing the work with the layout, and I've been looking at ballasting. So without further ado, on with the video. So it's time to start thinking about ballasting my track, and I've been trying to think of the best way of doing it, and I saw a video from Humphreys of Elvenholme using Ballast Magic, and N is quite fiddly, and I've had a bit of a practice of just putting ballast on the track. This isn't fastened down, but as you can see it really is quite fiddly, a very, very small ballast. So I've just been playing around with that. It's not in any way, shape or form fastened down, but it gives you an idea of just how small it is, and trying to get everything right. What I didn't want to do was start dropping PVA into it and for it to just sort of go all over the place. So I was trying to think of a better way of doing it. I saw Stephen's video and I thought, that's a good idea, I'll have a go at that. So this is what I've got. It's called Ballast Magic, and the kit contains a powder adhesive which you mix with the ballast. You do a 1 to 7 mix. They show various mixes, but the recommended is a 1 to 7 mix. That's 1 of Ballast Magic to 7 of the ballast. You get a fine spray bottle in here that you put water in to let the glue go off, and some handy mixing accessories, it says here. So let's see what's in the box. So first of all, a nice little container cup, gradiated on the side. You can see that there, and that's where you do your 1 to 7 mix. There's the aforementioned water bottle with the atomizer for the top, for sorting out and getting your glue to go off. There's the Ballast Magic itself. As I said, this is just a fine powder, very fine powder, that you mix with your ballast. Give it a really good mix. And then when you spray it with water, the adhesive activates and dries to a matte finish. So hopefully that'll work well. The truth will out. There's a couple of other things in the box here. There's a nice little spreader just for moving the ballast about, and that's relatively flexible. It's just a little bit too wide for N gauge track to go between the track, but that's fine. We'll see how useful that becomes, other than actually just mixing in here. And finally, this is the lid for the Ballast Magic itself. Now, initially I thought that this was a cut top, but it isn't. It's a little screw top. So you just unscrew it, and that then allows the Ballast Magic to come out, which is a nice little idea. So that's what's in the kit, and what I'm going to do is have a go on the practice piece that I did, and see how it works, and then if that works well, we'll get on to actually doing something on the track itself. So here's the test piece. It's covered reasonably well. If I bring that, try and get it in camera, it's always the opposite way, isn't it? It doesn't look bad at all. There are bits that have not taken, like here, for example, a bit there, and along this edge here. But that's just another application. It's definitely stuck. There's no doubt about that. It works, and it wasn't messy at all. It was a bit of fun trying to get the right amount of water without flooding it, but enough to actually make the glue go off. One thing I did find with using it when I was mixing it is it really is quite sticky, and even using it with your fingers, you can feel the stickiness. And what I did was I mixed it up in the little cup initially, but I didn't find that very successful. So what I actually used in the end was a chewing gum box, and they're pretty good, these. So I've got my 7-to-1 mix in there, and they seal pretty well, and I just mixed it like this, and it works very well. As I say, when you've got it on your fingers and you start to smooth off, you can feel the stickiness of the glue. So it definitely works, and I'm very pleased with it. So I need a bit more practice, and then I can get the rest of the track done. So I've done a little bit of work on the track, and I'm just about to add a bit more here. The run up to the station. This has had several applications of water, and you can see it's a greyish colour, slightly darker in places. It makes it look reasonably natural. The dust you can see is some of the Ballast Magic. So what I'm going to do now is just run this down. Now, those of you who've used these things will know exactly what I'm doing. So that's that side done, and I'll just work my way now with the brush. Just cleaning between the rails. There are one or two holes where there are literally holes in the cork where the Ballast Magic has gone through, and of course you can't avoid that. But I'll tidy that up after. There is a definite difference in colour between the one I've done before and the new here. That's not bad at all. You have to be so gentle. Imagine it's not quite so critical at N, at double O, but you still have to be very, very gentle. If I was to sneeze now, it would go everywhere. Now this is coming up to the point which is just out of camera shot, so I'm going to be very careful just how much I put in here, because I don't want to go beyond the point. What I'll do once I'm happy with where the rails are and the ballast on those, then I'll fill in between, level it all out. Don't want it too perfect, of course, because it's not too perfect in real life. No matter how carefully I apply the water, there's going to be some spread. So we shall see. Right, so that's a section done. I shall leave that for a couple of hours and come back and see just what needs doing, maybe just tidy it up a little bit, and it will probably take another couple of applications of water before it's ready. I hope you enjoyed the video. In the end, I've gone with a somewhere between 5-to-1 and 6-to-1 mix. Let's call it 5.5-to-1 as a random thing, and that seems better. I found the 7-to-1 wasn't giving me enough adhesion, and quite a lot of the ballast wasn't being stuck down. So our random 5.5-to-1 seems to be working for me. I've got through as far as under the tunnel and into the station on the fire platform. I need to do a little bit of work into where the maintenance yard will be as far as track is concerned before I get anywhere near doing the point. And I also need to understand just where the level crossing is going to go, because I don't want to ballast that and then have to take the ballast out to put the level crossing in. So I need to understand where that is. So probably the next thing will be doing the platforms for the station, and then I'll have a much better idea of what's going to happen there. Anyway, I hope you've all enjoyed the video, as I said. Thanks very much to all of you who have subscribed. Please do like and comment. It's always nice to get the comments, especially from those of you who have a lot more experience at doing this kind of thing than me. And thanks very much for watching. Till the next time, bye for now.